Hello everybody, welcome back to HammerWatch. We are making our way through the single player campaign right now as a Warlock, and we're in the middle of Act 2, actually I guess kind of towards the start. Yeah, like less than a third of the way through. How's everybody doing today? I hope you had a good weekend. I don't remember the last time I put up one of these videos. Yeah, I guess it was on the weekend. I recorded a bunch of them all at one time, which probably was evident in the videos themselves because I was talking about how I was doing it all at one time. Regardless, it's been quite a while, I guess, since then, so, yes, basically just trying to get back into the flow of things, and, luckily shouldn't be too difficult, though, because I do, like I've said, I have played this game several times. But regardless, that's basically where I'm at mentally going into this adventure. Oh gosh, there's a lot more arrows than I anticipated. Like, I don't know. The archers in this game are kind of weird because they really put out a lot more arrows than you'd expect. Like, a lot more quickly. A lot? That feels wrong to say. I'm not sure if it is. I think it is. I don't know. Regardless, you see, basically the point I'm trying to make is like, oh, 2 archers, whatever. Like, right now it's a room of like 400 dudes, and I'm not... It doesn't matter. But then like 2 archers, and all of a sudden things are getting really real out of nowhere. Why is this happening? Oh, that guy tried to be sneaky and get around behind me. Didn't work. He got blown up by Nova. I think that's probably one of the main reasons why having Nova is super helpful for melee characters, because it's kind of tempting and sort of just like what you do as the melee character, just to run up into the room and get right in everybody's faces. But then that also makes it really easy to get surrounded. But like most of the time, for rangers and priests and stuff, Nova is just going to shoot off and like... I mean, it's just a circle around you, and then like maybe 1 or 2 of the things will hit people, because most of the time you're keeping all the enemies in front of you, and so you don't really get that much value out of it. But it's really common to get surrounded pretty quickly as a melee character, and then not only does Nova save your life, but it helps you kill like everybody in the room super quickly. So it's kind of like doubly useful, both for keeping you from getting surrounded and murdered, and also just for dealing tons of damage. Oh gosh, I got super shot, like shotgun of goo. So, on Act 4, or Level 4 itself, there's not really a lot of like super important or meaningful secrets you need to get. Like, there's not really, at this point, a plank we can get, or, I mean, there's a plank on level 4, but it's not accessible from level 4, if that doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Basically, you come downstairs from a different level to get to it. So, I mean, for the most part, level, or floor 4 is kind of boring, in a sense, or it's fairly straightforward. Like, I think the most secret-y secret was, like, that vendor coin inside of a wall, unless it was a 1-up. See, I don't even remember. There's nothing drastic. But other than that, I guess it's just kind of like making sure you get the secrets to have money, because towards the end of these levels, you're going to start needing a lot more money, just because you can start unlocking level 2 vendors, or, yeah, the level 2 shops, basically. And that's kind of where this game really hits its stride once you get probably either the level 2 offense or defense shop available, whichever one is more useful to your character. I would say for almost all characters except for the priest, and like it's like very much except for the priest, like super not the case for the priest, you want to go to the defense vendor first, because everybody's second ability, except for the priest, like super not the priest, gets their second ability at the defense vendor. Everybody has like 2 attack abilities. Like the first one you start out with, in this case Chain Lightning, is like upgraded at the attack vendor guy, or at the attack shop, so it's kind of, I would consider it an attack ability. And then everybody has 1 defense ability, and everybody except for the priest unlocks that at the level 2 defense guy. The priest unlocks his defensive ability at the level 3 defense guy, and then everybody has a second attack option, which most people get at the level 3 attack, but the priest gets at the level 2 attack. And for the priest, you kind of go from like struggling and meh to ridiculous once you unlock the your second ability. And everybody else's second ability is pretty useful. but the priest is like, oh, real nice. It's like this AoE damaging and health transfer thing that just sits on the ground, and it does quite a bit of damage. So basically you just plop it down, and then you just kind of walk around in that area, and everybody around you dies and restores your health to full. So it's super useful. Let's see, Lifesteal Nova? Shoots a Nova which damages enemies 8 and heals the Warlock 1 per second per enemy for 1 second. Okay, doesn't seem amazing, but it's not bad. And upgrade Blood Sacrifice, sure. Okay, nice. How much mana did that take? 30. That is not bad. Alright, let's go up to floor 5. Nice. Again, I knew about that and like the general idea, like it sends out a circle and hurts people and then you get health back. But I don't really know about like how effective it is exactly, just because, whoa. Like I know about it because Dan was using it, but I mean, I never got to use it myself, so I don't really know if it's like the greatest thing of all time or if it's just like meh. I'm sure getting back 40% chance to heal 1 health on kill, I think is going to start triggering quite a bit. Twice as much almost as when it was 20%. So I think like just unlocking that vendor is we're gonna see me taking a lot more hits and managing to stay alive regardless. Especially with this Nova, which when there's like 40 people, you can just be like, ah, give it all back. Oh gosh. Got a bunch of health back there, and definitely lost a ton as well. Okay, so that upgrade in the upper right of the screen is always randomized, and I kind of lucked out that it's a mana upgrade. Just because I think mana upgrades are going to be some of the most useful for me, since I'm going to be relying heavily on spells and stuff. I wonder if it's technically spells or if everybody's just classified as abilities. I don't know, it's probably semantics. You can choose. I think I just healed about like, wow, like I think around 30 right there. It's pretty great. I mean, I kind of did set it up just to do that, but of course if you need health really bad, you'll probably do that. Set it up to heal you as much as possible. Oh my gosh. And I bet it continues to upgrade later, like it says 1 health per second per enemy or whatever, so it probably upgrades to like 2 health per second for 1 second. So it just has like X amount of health per second for 1 second. I'm pretty sure is how the formatting is just going to be on that. So it's just a weird roundabout way of saying get back this much health. Oh my gosh. I could have escaped off like by going off to the right, but then as I destroyed the skeleton pit, it spawned in a guy right to my right, so then I was completely surrounded, and I didn't realize it, and they got murderized. That's kind of how it goes in this game. Like, everything was pretty much fine until that one moment when I got absolutely dookied on. And then I came right back into the room and just, like, decimated all the people that killed me. Like, I don't know, that's just kind of how it goes, you know? Like, that huge group of people that killed me in, like, a second and a half, at the same time also I killed all of them in about a second and a half. It just depends on if you get surrounded or not. So it's kind of interesting because if you're not paying attention, this game can turn around on you really quickly, which kind of keeps up the fast-paced action-y fun. But I guess if you're still watching the videos at this point, you either have the game already or you're interested in the game and I don't have to keep selling it to you, but I just can't stop. It's so fun. I just love it. Oh my gosh. Lagged a little bit and accidentally shot Chain Lightning in the opposite direction where I needed to. Oh yeah, floor 5, that's where we're at now. This is... No, wait, no. Even floor 5 isn't that crazy. Stuff starts getting pretty wonky on floor 6. But that is a-okay. I think if you were doing the game by yourself, it's probably best to go straight to floor 6 on this one, because you can start getting a lot of power-ups and like just kind of a ton of money, and you can get like planks and stuff, get things right out of the way. But I guess it's sort of up to you in a way. Floor 6 does not have a golden key, so if you go through and complete all of floor 6, you'll have a lot of money and power-ups and stuff, but you won't be able to unlock one of the vendors, either the attack or the defense vendor. And like I said, the level 2 attack and defense, I may be screwed. they're super, super useful, so I'm not sure. It's kind of up to you if you'd rather have like some base stat increases and money, or if you'd rather unlock the vendors, which of course the vendors won't do you any good if you don't have any money, but you usually get enough money through the level where you get the golden key that you can also buy a bunch of the upgrades, so it's up to you really. But I think definitely it wouldn't be a bad idea to like do floor 4, get a golden key, and then go do floor 6, and then go and buy all the stuff you ever wanted. Or vice versa, whatever. I'm just going to do the floors in order because why not? Since this is sort of technically a walkthrough, I guess it can be whatever I want. I'm calling it a walkthrough, so it is. Haha! Since this is completely a professional walkthrough, I'm just going to do all the floors in order like a boring lame man. Although I suppose a walkthrough could try to be like tips and tricks and show you the most effective way to do things. Look at that. It really can be whatever you want it to be. Barbie girl. Alright, fine. We're just going to do this really by the book, you know, just boring accounting. Like, I'm a tax specialist, and I'm just going line by line here, people. That's all it is. I don't know why you can't work this out on your own with TurboTax. Just line by line. Come on. So, except for in this case, it's floor by floor and skeleton mini-boss by skeleton mini-boss, which I guess would count as your dependence. I don't really know. Oh my lordness! Wait a second. Uh-oh. I think this Nova breaks boxes? How useful. If you watched the other playthrough with Dan, I had like the archer's like highest level ability or whatever is like this tornado of arrows that he would shoot out, and pretty much more than half the time I used it was just for opening like huge piles of lootable boxes and pots and stuff. I don't know, for some reason it felt so nice. Like, I can either shoot all these boxes and pots and it'll take forever, or I can just go wham and open them all instantly. And I got like super addicted to that, even though I had like in the end of the game like a 300 mana pool, and it took 50 mana to do that, so I would like run over and use it twice to open like a ton of boxes. Oh, that's inconvenient. And then I would have no mana for like a long time. Pretty much then once the enemy showed up, would have no mana. But it didn't matter, it just felt so nice. However, now I have tons of mana, and it only takes 30, only takes 300 mana to use that once. So hey, look at that. Looks like I found a new secret hobby. And run away. And kill all the people. And run away. Cameron, when you phrase it like that, you don't really sound like the good guy. Don't worry about it, I'll kill you too. And there we have it. All that loot and booty. Let's keep on moving on. I guess we have a ton of bronze keys, but we need a silver key to continue. I hadn't really realized it until now, but that's sort of a common thing in this level. Like, yeah, just have all sorts of bronze keys, but you need a silver key to continue. Like, that happens on floor 4 as well. I guess twice. Right off the bat, you need a silver key, but they kind of just give it to you right away anyways. But then there's also that whole debacle where you have to go up and to the right. Breaking the pots also provides me with a sense of mental security because I feel like I have more space to walk around. Although it's probably super negligible. It just makes me feel better, you know? And that's more important than anything, right? Not right. Not true. I don't know, I feel perfectly safe not wearing the seatbelt rolling down this mountain. I'm dead! No. Well, at least you feel safe. Oh gosh. These guys have a chance to drop these little totem poles, and they're like little rage totems. All the enemies within a certain area get sped up, and I'm not sure if they attack faster, but they definitely walk around faster. And I don't know if it's like 50-50 to drop the totems or what, but they've been dropping quite a bunch of them. Seems like more than normal, but that's okay. It's not really a huge problem. As long as you, I mean, you can just keep backing away from the area. Like, let's take this fight somewhere else, boys. I'm not super comfortable with getting murdered by you and all your rowdy buddies right now. Which is pretty much like the standard technique anyways, is just walk backwards constantly. So usually if you're just fighting them like normal, then you'll eventually walk them out of range of the totem anyways. Ah, it's like there has to be a button around here somewhere. There it is. Step on the button, get the server key. Now we're good to go back up. First, we will go over to the left. Kill these suckers. And you drop the rage totem. It's weird. I'm sort of surprised and also not surprised, because in my head I'm like, he's not going to do it. There's no way he's going to drop a rage totem, and he did. I'm like, well, of course he did. So I guess the cynical part of me was completely expecting that, and the odds maker, the old number cruncher up in my head was like, no, 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 certainly not. Okay, so this huge area off to the left where you can see all that stuff is just not accessible from floor 5, but we'll get there later, so don't worry about it too much right now. I think, again, there's not really a lot of secrets here on... I mean, there's technically a lot of secrets on floor 5, but not any that you really get to from floor 5, so don't let it trouble you too much. Skeleton mini-boss is up there looking intimidating. Oh gosh, I really wanted to kill... because he's a walking rage totem. So I really hoped to kill all of his skeleton pits before we got into it. Oh gosh. Oh, maybe this will be a little... I don't remember if last time I fought him if I had the movement speed upgrade. Probably did. Yeah, I did. I finally... Ow, 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 ow! Got in a groove of fighting him right after last time, but then I haven't played at all for, you know, in the neighborhood of a week or so. And I've completely lost the magic. Ow, ow, ow! Oh, ow! I thought you were all dead! Come on, man! Well, they are dead, Cameron. They're undead. That's the problem. Alright, shut up. I'll stab you to death. Well, then maybe I'll be an undead and I can just sit here and talk to you like a little ghost that haunts you with not helpful technicalities. Oh, no. Well, either way, looking pretty good. Got tons of money. Got through that fight. Now I just need to find a huge cluster of people, somewhat looking like this. Just go, and there's most of your health back. Nice. The walk is pretty great. Only died once so far, which is, I think, the best I've done with any character, which is, I guess, not too surprising. I could probably... Oh, no, not again! I could probably do better with the Paladin if I, went through and played with him again. The time I used the Paladin was like... I was playing through the game, like, starting my own little playthrough, and I hadn't even beaten it once yet, so... I died not a ton, but definitely more than this. But I think the Paladin is an easier character than the Warlock, maybe? Maybe I'm just healing a lot more than I realized with the Warlock. Oh my gosh, you can like even get the 1 health back when you kill skeleton pits. I'm probably healing a ton more than I recognize. And it's keeping me alive like a ton. Of course, the Paladin just has like a massive, massive health pool, and you just don't take damage like as you start getting the defense upgrades or whatever. Like by the end of the game, your shield blocks 240 degrees like starting in front of you, so 120 degrees to each side, which actually includes slightly behind you. So if like those archers were standing technically a little bit behind me, I could still block their shots and just take no damage. And then all the people walking at me, the Paladin gets like a 180 degree hit range, so you just sweep everything in front of you and does enough damage to like kill all enemies in 1 hit. So basically anything in front of you can't hurt you or dies in 1 shot. In addition to having a massive health pool in the first place, in addition to getting, like, heal yourself 1-to-1 ratio with mana. So it's like, oh no, I'm almost dead. Good thing I've got 200 mana, 200 health back. It's pretty crazy. I wonder if I could do, like, a no-death Paladin run. I think I could make it through the levels just fine, and the only issue would be, like, the bosses. Like maybe the skeleton boss. maybe the skeleton boss, or maybe not even the skeleton boss. I think when I fought him the first time, he died in like 2 seconds. Or maybe that was the Lich. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it sometime. I kind of want to start like doing challenge runs in a way, or like just not really challenge runs of specifically this game, but just like challenge runs of any game, like some stuff in Spiral Knights, or like some stuff in this game, or some stuff in like Super Metroid, you know, kind of like self-imposed challenge, like no energy tank challenge, which I actually did one time. And then when you get to the end of the game, if you don't have 3 energy tanks, you get soft locked, because you need 3 energy tanks to survive like this little cinematic moment with the final boss. And if you don't have them at that point, you can't go backwards at all. So it's just like, well, you did it, but now you're screwed. So it'd be like, you know, no energy tanks with a massive asterisk after it kind of run. But I don't know, that kind of stuff sounds interesting to me. Definitely for games I like, doing challenge runs would be awesome. Because I kind of like hard games. I mean, I'm not going to say like, I'm the champion of video games and I'll do anything. But, I don't know, like Mega Man Battle Network, maybe, except for it's such a long game. Like, to do challenge runs of it would be potentially ridiculous, because like, alright, we're committing to this, and then I'd either have to put up like hour-long videos, or it'd just be like a 90-part series. But I don't know. If you have any creative ideas for any games that would be good for challenge runs, or any interesting challenge runs ideas on any of those games I named, which would be like any Metroid game, or, you know, this game, or Spiral Knights, or something. Or if you think there's a game that works well for challenge runs that I might enjoy based on my liking for games like Hyper Light Drifter, or this, or Metroid, you know, Smash Bros, that kind of stuff, whatever, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I would super appreciate that. I really like getting comments and feedback from people. I think that's my favorite part of YouTube, like as a whole, is just kind of the sense of community. I don't know. I don't really ever have any plans to like make it big and make a living on YouTube at all. I just kind of am doing this because I really enjoy it as a hobby, and then the idea that like maybe some people will start regularly following the channel and can build like a little community is pretty much what I think would be the most fun. But with that being said, I'm getting assaulted by a barrage of arrows, so let's deal with that. Yes! And then I suppose we're wrapping up the video just a little bit long, but that's okay. So I'll see you guys in the next one, where we'll be wrapping up floor 5 and maybe getting into floor 6. So see you then, everybody.